So, ready to rock. We've got an interesting session. The last session, hopefully not too much of a graveyard shift. And I do feel a little bit like a silent disco, so hopefully no one will get up and start dancing, because if you want me to dance, God help you. Thank you for staying with us for this session. Myself and David, both founders of exciting businesses. David from UniPaas is part of the system that powers the payments for ClubRight, and myself as an ex-gym owner, founded ClubRight 7.5, 8 years ago, where my wife and I had gyms, and we recognised that we could do things better, and the rest of it's very much history. And part of that journey is what I'd like to share with David today. So I really hope we get the click on the right way found. So, recurring income. We're very mutually passionate about that. Building business with one payments is fine to a point, but it's not sustainable, and it's been a challenge for many businesses to make that the case. So what really changed that was COVID. Now, it does feel a bit passé, maybe bring it up again, but I think it's relevant. We as a business saw the change that happened for everyone. Businesses physically closing because at the end of the day, they couldn't take cash. And we could almost identify ClubRight, and David would agree that if you can suddenly have to take cash and that opportunity being removed, we got no business. And it was a sad time for many people. But at the same time, it was a change for many people to recognise that having software and having recurring payments and doing things digitally was most probably all the time the biggest change that COVID made for so many businesses. And as we go through that, it was very evident that people felt that cash was king. The people that thought that lost their businesses. Cash was suddenly removed. No one expected that. No one did. But to suddenly have the high street closed, we could pretty much identify just about every gym on our books, and it was nearly 50 that sadly lost their businesses and went under because they relied on the doors being open and taking cash. David and I recognised that having regular payments and recurring payments means it's sustainable. And that meant even though the business's doors were closed, those loyal members generally wanted the doors to reopen when they could. So they carried on making the payments to actually ensure that happened. They felt that was an investment in what they personally felt was important to them, which was that club and the community around it. So COVID was pivotal. And the cash side not being king anymore is really interesting. What I'm quite passionate about is being affordable. It's getting the right price is important. So the costs that you pay for your business, which David makes ClubRight exceptionally affordable from the collections point of view in terms of how much we charge for what it collects. But more importantly, thinking about ensuring that the product you sell is affordable. Making it affordable means that hopefully customers will pay it and continue to pay it, and it looks more attractive. So it's not always about running down to the bottom of the pan, as I describe it, to the cheapest. The cheapest necessarily isn't always best, and it's always important to make sure that you are affordable with any product that people want to pay for because they feel it's affordable, you're providing a great product. And that kind of leads nicely into making things predictable. When my wife and I had a gym, when we first opened, it was a real challenge of thinking about how the new payout is. We need to make sure money's coming in regularly. If I'm waiting for the next person to walk in the front door, that's going to be a challenge in itself. But if I can get people to the point where it's giving me a good break-even point and I've got those regular members paying me, the rest of it becomes the icing on the cake. And of course, it becomes scalable. It's like, as a SaaS business that ClubRight is, we charge monthly payments because monthly payments work. It becomes affordable. People buy it and they can enjoy your services for all the right reasons. It also means that you stand a better chance of, if you wanted, dare I say it, to borrow money for future investment in your business. If you've got a regular amount of good quality income, that allows you to go and borrow against that income, because people can see over the last 6, 12 months or more that you become a business that consistently grows, doesn't peak control, and therefore becomes scalable, more trustworthy for finance institutions to lend money to. Making things simple. So one of the things that we did in our gym was we had 2 membership. I haven't, I think, Jen, by the way, is to get sort of in the day. It's the right way. 2 gym memberships. So from a sales point of view, when someone comes in, we are showing the virtues of the club, why they would like to join. But the only offer they ever got was, how do they pay? Would you like to pay for the year? Or would you like to pay monthly? It's just simple as that. There's no other option. And very quickly, you're building up that recurring income. The annuals then potentially become the icing on the cake. If you've built a solid level of business, but you've removed the issue that customers have with making decisions. If you are challenging a customer with, why would you join your club? And then you give them the whole menu. It's a bit like going into a restaurant. How many times we go to a restaurant, look at the same, we've done it, haven't we? Go to the same restaurant, you look at the same items, and you end up buying or ordering the same thing, but it becomes confusing. So why not offer an affordable option up front and a one-off payment? This makes it so much easier for the customer. And your product that you provide, the services you provide, will always win out, because that will be the bit that shines. Price doesn't come to show. And then simply cash flow. Cash flow, yet again, it is trying to borrow money and trying to pay your bills. It's important. One of the things that I always worried about when we opened up our first gym many years ago in my wife and I was that, are we going to have the cash to pay the wages, to pay the rent, to pay for the leases on the equipment we bought at the time? And having regular income allowed you to do it. I keep coming back to the same theme because it was important. Building up regular income is the key to making it sustainable. And that process, make it simple. Everything should be simple and easy to understand. From a ClubRight point of view on the process we have with payments, it's simple and easy. If it's simple and easy, people will buy into it. We come back to that last piece of being robust. Robust is what it says, making the business solid. It's on a good bed of rock. It actually allows it to grow, and you can build one, maybe more gyms, or you're quite happy with one gym, you grow the membership of that gym. But this whole knee-jerk reaction of trying to find the next membership plans in the sell, the next great ideas. One thing I learned really quickly is if I found customers that loved my business, when I understood who loved my business, it was a whole darn sight easier to find more of the same people. That's all I need to look for. More people that love my business. Not just more people that love the community that we built up in our business. I think that's one of the key anecdotes that I would push into ensuring that you get the right customer who will always be talking great things about your business at the same time. Which kind of leads me nicely into Mr. Avgi, my colleague here, about payments. So ClubRight Pay is powered by UniPaas. Would you like to talk briefly about UniPaas, David?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you, David, and very nice to be here. Now, what was really exciting about probably with ClubRight is to, first of all, the founder approach to improve the business model from, we are a cashless society, so cash was the key, but now improving business is important. Improving all the time, so more and more features in the club management software, and that's where we see a very exciting opportunity to join forces with ClubRight in order to offer ClubRight Pay. The gym owners, as the customers of ClubRight, usually a very smooth process to onboard and able to collect payments from your customers.
That's exactly what you just said. Amazing.
More from onboarding, to open a payment account in this industry is super complicated. It requires a lot of financial regulatory things, and we built together with ClubRight a really seamless process for onboarding where we open payment accounts for you, so you will be able to collect payments in all payment methods from your customers, by direct debits, by open banking, by credit cards and debit cards. The payment is so fragmented and super complicated. You need to define exactly how to be able to collect payments if it's online or in person. So I think this is really a good area where they are merging the ClubRight.
And checkout methods, I mean, making it smooth and easy, David, that's one of the amazing things collaboratively we achieved. Making it simple and easy for customers to take money. Things like Google Pay and Apple Pay. I mean, if I think about I have 3 children, all of them use their phones, none of them use a card, they're all using their phone. Well, if you don't provide that functionality, you're potentially a reason for collecting money, and it's just another step in what becomes a fragmented process. Fundamentally, we want to make things simple, and the payment methods we're using at checkout with UniPaas have made that very easy and easy to do. This is one of my favourites, and I know it's yours. Embedded payments, it's over to you. Come on, go.
Thank you. I think, as you know, we'll say, one of the core values that I like working is keep it simple and make it simple. So to offer the unified pay portal where you as a team always can see all the activities in one place rather than to go to one bank, another service provider. Everything is embedded in the software that you make it simple for you to understand your business activities. What is the most popular method by your customers? Where you can grow more monetization. So our data reporting is super important. It should be transparent. How much is it for collecting payments? And super important is what's called faster payouts. So you're collecting payments from your customers when I'm getting the money after 3 days, after 7 days, after 14 days. Most common in the market is that providers are settling money on a 7 days basis.
Yeah.
But with ClubRight Pay, we accelerating the payouts. We make it super fast for you to receive the payouts from your customers.
So to a point, and there's a really good point, is that you can take a payment on a Friday and get it on Monday. That's the difference. So you're not worrying and troubling about cash. You've been able to take the payment electronically, but you're not having someone else dictate to you when you get your money, which is probably one of the reasons why people in the past may have favoured cash, because they know they've got the money just in their pocket. That's, now we can say, well, forget the weekend bit, it's now here, it'll be here on Monday. You put money on Friday, it'll be paid out on Friday, on this year.
In the model on hands is what's called reconciliation. How much time, how many hours you spend on a weekly basis to reconcile the payments? So you're receiving money from the payment providers. How do you basically reconcile it against your records? With ClubRight, we see a payout to your bank account with full reconciliation using a reference number that can catch exactly the transaction that you collected payments and the payouts in the bank account. This can save you few hours a week in all kind of admin work.
And in top, what you just said there, how in ClubRight again, of course, we have an integration with a very famous software called Xero. So from an accounting point of view, I did train as an accountant. I failed running to be a musician instead. My father told me it was a bad idea, paid off, no story. But the reality of what I did learn with accountancy is that nominal codes and where your money is coming in and bookkeeping is a bit that takes up the time. So with that, ClubRight means that all the money that comes in here gets powered directly into Xero every night. So it means when you wake up in the morning, you know what being to it. That's what takes people's time. And it's every little piece. How much value do we all as individuals put on our time? It's treated. And your time wasted is time that you could be doing something else that's more beneficial for your family, your business, or whatever you want to do. But if we can go just 5 steps ahead to help people on that journey, that's really one of our major passions and missions. So, Apple Pay and Google Pay. Well, David, tell me the benefits of that.
Right. Well, that's impressive number, the 60%.
Yeah.
For payments. That way, it's can be a mobile.
Couldn't avoid that, Sam. That's done, right?
So this is really about the trend in the market. You can see how things moving from cash to cars to real-time payments, but definitely the wallets, like Apple Pay and Google Pay is the most easiest way to pay with one click. So we will continue to see the growth here. I think there is a lot of value in this It's mobile payment because it's easy to use it by the consumer. It's also getting to you some protection. There's no chargeback risk, etc. And at the end of the day, it improves the customer satisfaction and improve also the acceptance rate.
That's it. At the end of the day, you want to take money, and money drives your business. Whether it's not a dirty word, without money, you haven't got a business. And it's important to recognise that. If we can devise simple and easy ways to collect money quickly and easier, get paid out fast, that's what. So that kind of ends our piece. It's getting late in the day, but we'd be really open to understand if you have any questions. If you do, we'd love to have an opportunity to answer them. Does anyone have any questions? Is that easy? There's no questions.
I think it's Thursday late.
It's a late, so do you know what? Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we've been helpful in some way, and it's been a pleasure to share some time with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.